avec le public qui nous regarde maintenant. It's Story live avec KushTard. Beaucoup d'invités intéressants aujourd'hui. Donc, je veux juste rappeler qu'on est à 6 jours du 20 avril, 23h59, où est-ce que c'est la fin de la période de vote. Donc, on rappelle aux gens l'importance de télécharger, puis même partager ce live-là, parce qu'il y a tout le monde qui vont le partager, peu importe l'endroit où est-ce qu'ils font, on va leur donner 10 votes additionnels gratuits. Donc, il nous reste exactement 6 jours avant le 20 avril où est-ce qu'on ferme la période de vote. Donc, moi, je me rappelle avec le projet pilote qu'on avait fait en 2018, Anything can change durant ces derniers jours-là, pour de vrai, comme chaque vote, chaque contribution de chacun d'entre vous a un impact direct sur l'artiste. Donc, vous pouvez vraiment faire en sorte que les choses se passent pour cet artiste vocal-là et ce beatmaker-là. Là. C'est vraiment vous qui décidez. Donc, c'est ça, allez voter. Puis, une chose aussi que je tiens à dire, c'est que ce n'est pas un concours. Là. C'est vraiment de la co-création que vous créez avec les artistes. Donc, l'application Hit Story est sur Google Play et App Store. Puis, la semaine prochaine, tout de suite après, on entame la production. On regarde plein de possibilités avec un studio mobile. Donc, ça, c'est vraiment quelque chose de nouveau. Comme comment tu peux faire en sorte qu'un artiste qui est chez lui, qui a des obligations de distanciation sociale, puisse continuer à enregistrer, à produire sa musique. Bien, tu lui ships un studio mobile avec le Chaotica Eyeball. Je ne sais pas si vous avez déjà entendu parler de ce produit-là. Donc, c'est ça, Chaotica Eyeball, on va faire en sorte qu'avec la technologie, avec l'équipement, on peut respecter les règles de sécurité et de santé pour tout le monde. Donc, pas de stress. Ça va être en collaboration avec Godfather Prod. Au niveau de l'app, on est content d'avoir eu vos feedbacks. On prépare déjà la prochaine version. Puis, donc, c'est ça, il y a toujours du nouveau qui va venir pour Hit Story. Shout out à nos collaborateurs, KushTard, Godfather Prod, Ausgang Plaza, Broken Seven. Justement, je bois une bière aujourd'hui. Shout out aussi à Vilain Brasseur, une autre bière aussi. C'est des bonnes bières comme ça. IPA, c'est nouveau pour moi, mais je savoure quand même. Donc, santé à tout le monde. Yes, donc sans plus tarder, on reçoit aujourd'hui Malick, Sagewondah, Touré.
What's up, what's up, what's up?
Yes, donc c'est ça, man. Welcome, Chief. Les applaudissements, ouais. Yes, bien relax. Yeah, donc la première chose que je voudrais commencer à aborder avec toi, man, tu sais, comme en faisant de la recherche puis tout ça, je suis tombé sur une compilation qui s'appelle Ça tape trop pour les faux.
Yes.
C'est en 1998, hein?
Yes. J'avais 15 ans. Fait que je sais pas, je suis tombé en amour avec le rap montréalais dans ce temps-là, en checkant justement là, vous autres, tous les mixtapes dans le temps, il y avait Too Hot to Handle aussi qui était sorti dans cette époque-là. Ça m'avait donné le feu au cul pour essayer de participer au mouvement comme je pouvais, là, aussi naïvement que je pouvais. Puis c'est ça, là, j'ai monté ce projet-là de A à Z en réunissant les artistes locaux que je connaissais ou qui étaient dans mon entourage, des amis à mon frère ou des trucs comme ça. Là.
Yeah. Puis je vais citer un peu les collaborateurs que tu avais. C'était avec Fink qui t'es produit.
En fait, Fang, c'est un des gars, quand j'ai approché plusieurs artistes au début, puis Fang m'avait été référé, je me souviens plus par qui. Puis c'est Fang, puis moi, en fait, Fang a fait tous les beats sur l'album, à part un. J'avais chillé beaucoup avec lui, puis il m'avait pris sous son aile, là, puis genre, il m'avait fait écouter ses beats, puis je les avais acheté chaque beat 50$, là, c'est comme dans le temps, là. Puis,
des paysans.
RD Payseur, en fait, ben c'est ça, je pense qu'il m'avait présenté South Squad, il m'avait présenté quelques gars d'RDP. J'avais rencontré SP à cause d'un ami à mon père. Il y avait Haut-Parleur qui étaient des amis à mon frère. C'était Osiris aussi.
Yeah. JR.
JR, c'était Fang, carrément. Fait que, tu sais, on avait matché du monde là, comme ça, là. Puis, sans du quoi, c'était carrément Fang, là. Puis, c'est vraiment nice parce qu'en plus, c'était pas mal le groupe que j'écoutais en plus à l'époque. Puis j'étais comme, oh shit. Fait que là, à un moment donné, j'ai décidé de faire un meeting pour toutes les rencontrer pour parler du projet. Puis il y avait plein de monde qui était rendu chez nous, là, pas toute la gang, là, mais une bonne partie. Il y avait Cerveau, Lex, il était là, il y avait l'Extrémiste Zen, là, shout out. Vulgaire, je pense qu'il était venu, mais j'étais plus sûr. Il y avait pas mal de monde, là. Puis j'étais choqué, là, j'avais 15 ans, ils avaient tous comme 24 ans, là. J'étais comme, yo.
Oui. Puis une affaire que j'ai remarqué, c'est que le verse de SP, même si c'est sorti en 98, puis je pense que leur track a été enregistré en 97, c'est le verse de l'étage souterrain. Man.
Yeah, exact.
Ça, j'ai vu, man.
Ça, il l'a sorti avant l'étage souterrain. Puis,
exclusif.
Oh ouais, c'était débile. Puis,
donc, si les gens veulent checker cette compilation-là, ça s'appelle « Ça tape trop pour les faux ». Donc là, c'est ça qu'on check. Comment tu as commencé à DJ? Je sais que tu étais dans beaucoup de clubs. Dis-moi un peu comment tu as commencé à embarquer là-dedans, man, sur les beats et les clubs.
Ben, c'est un peu la suite logique des choses. Moi, mon père, il y avait un club dans le temps, puis j'étais tout le temps dans la musique, là, puis j'organisais des événements avec Ça tape trop, ça m'a donné le goût d'organiser des trucs, d'être plus impliqué. Puis à force d'organiser des parties puis des shows, ben, je sais quand même, c'est beaucoup de travail, là, genre, puis je fais beaucoup de travail, mais pour pas faire d'argent, tu sais. Fait que tant qu'à travailler pour justement l'art de quelqu'un d'autre, ben, je travaille sur moi, là. Fait que je commençais à me pratiquer plus puis à organiser mes parties, mais en me mettant moi de l'avant, en mixant un peu plus. C'est tranquillement, là, parce qu'au début, avec les tables tournantes et tout, c'était pas pareil que maintenant, là. C'était pas du tout aussi accessible, là. Puis il fallait stack up sa collection, puis tout ça, avoir des vinyles. Fait que de fil en aiguille, j'ai commencé comme ça, comme un hobby, à collectionner des vinyles, puis à organiser des événements, à genre devenir DJ à temps plein. Genre,
OK. Mais là, maintenant, tu es au Ausgang. Dis-moi si j'ai la bonne information comme gérant Music and Event Curator.
Ouais, en fait, je suis un des copropriétaires là, du Ausgang. Je suis un des membres fondateurs, dans le fond. J'ai été embarqué le dernier dans la gang. Puis finalement, avant, c'était Art Gang Montréal. On s'est split. On est devenu Ausgang Plaza. Puis Art Gang Montréal, c'est devenu juste la boutique de vêtements. Puis là, on est dans le fond, c'est une OBNL qui est dans une bâtisse qui nous appartient. Mais l'OBNL, elle existe depuis très longtemps. Puis c'est ça, Ausgang Plaza, dans le fond. C'est ça qui crée les événements. C'est le venue, là, dans le fond.
J'aimerais ça qu'on parle de l'évolution en tant que telle, puis votre philosophie, parce que moi, je considère que les gens qui sont derrière des événements comme ça, ils ont de l'impact sur beaucoup de vies, man. Ils ont de l'impact sur... Il y a plein de gens qui se rencontrent, comme il y a plein de choses que ça développe, il y a plein d'affaires que les gens se rappellent de ces événements-là. Donc, dans ce sens-là, ça crée quelque chose d'important. J'aimerais ça que tu parles un peu de votre philosophie et puis comment vous avez évolué là, à travers les années. Là.
Ben, je pense que à la base, ça a toujours été comme de promouvoir une culture locale alternative. Pas tant alternative. C'est alternatif pour le mainstream québécois, là, mais je veux dire, c'est comme une culture locale que nous, on connaît, dans laquelle nous, on grandit, puis la rendre accessible au public, mais aussi aux promoteurs. Rendre accessible un lieu qui est comme qui est nice, qui a comme quand même un certain charme avec un certain professionnalisme, une éthique de travail, accessible à des nouveaux promoteurs qui sont pas nécessairement qui sont à leurs premières expériences, mais qui savent pas trop comment ça marche, mais on peut les aider à les épauler, etc. Mais pas juste ça aussi, de faire des événements complètement professionnels avec des promoteurs professionnels et tout. Fait que je pense que c'était démocratiser la culture, c'était pas mal ça notre philosophie, c'est
Ouais.
de rendre ça accessible pour tous, puis genre dans les prix, autant que dans le type d'événement. On a des événements de tout âge, à 18 ans et plus
Mhm.
encore, là. C'est parce que malheureusement, on a un permis de bar, fait qu'on peut pas avoir des mineurs, mais on essaye, puis on pousse pour ça, là. Fait qu'on va avoir des crowds des fois de gens dans vingtaine, puis avoir quand même du monde dans quarantaine, cinquantaine, sans qu'ils se sentent pas chez eux, tu sais, mettons.
Mais tu sais, il n'y a pas juste de la musique, il y a aussi de l'art visuel à travers ça. Donc, c'est vraiment une expérience en tant que telle quand tu rentres dans
Mm,
un événement qui a lieu au Ausgang Plaza. Puis
mm,
justement, tu sais, nous, on devait faire notre lancement. Tu sais, on avait bien choisi la place. Ça devait avoir lieu le 19 mars. Là, il est arrivé cette situation, virus-là qui nous a complètement bouleversés, man. On
mm.
parlait online, puis on est
Fait que
rentré là virtuellement, man.
t'étais en plein dans la crise, toi, là. On avait vraiment un beau 2 semaines qui s'en venaient, là. On avait des lancements d'albums de rap, on avait plein de trucs, là. Puis malheureusement, on a dû canceller. Le premier show qu'on a cancellé, c'est les Bad Boys du Rire le dimanche, là.
Ouais.
Renzel, il comprenait pas. J'étais comme, dude, on peut pas, le ministre, il nous a fermés. Nous, on était dans notre plus grande, c'est notre plus belle période ever. Ça, on
Mhm.
commençait à faire des contacts avec Evenco, avec I Love Neon. Ils nous avaient book une couple de shows au mois de mai. Des shows qui étaient déjà sold out. Fait que tout est chamboulé. On ne sait pas trop où est-ce qu'on s'en va pour le moment là.
Mais tu sais, la question en tant que telle, moi, que je voulais regarder aujourd'hui, tu sais, avec même les autres invités tantôt, puis tu sais, t'es bienvenu à rester avec nous dans la conversation aussi, c'est, tu sais, je checkais l'événement que vous avez fait samedi dernier, transmission,
Mhm,
puis je trouvais ça nice, man. Puis la
mhm.
question que j'aimerais savoir aujourd'hui, là, c'est, tu sais, d'après toi, est-ce que le futur, il est plus numérique, digital, ou bien avec les rassemblements physiques?
Moi, je pense que je suis toujours un. Moi, je suis un gars qui croit toujours dans le physique, là. Je pense qu'on est des humains, on n'a pas le choix, là. Je pense que c'est dans nos besoins primaires, là. Je pense que le numérique, ça amène quelque chose, ça amène peut-être une option de plus. C'est bien de pouvoir l'exploiter puis d'être créatif par rapport à ça. Puis nous, je pense que là, en ce moment, ça confronte la population entière à justement à se challenger, à trouver des manières créatives de revoir, mettons, toute cette industrie-là, toute l'industrie des salles de spectacle, etc. Parce qu'on va être confronté à vivre ça de plus en plus, là. On ne sait pas dans quoi on se lance, mais selon les scientifiques, ils parlent de ça depuis longtemps, qu'il va y avoir des pandémies de plus en plus, parce que, en tout cas, pour telle et telle raison, là, mais fait que je pense que d'avoir une petite porte de sortie pour quand même pouvoir produire sans nécessairement se déplacer, c'est quand même intéressant. Puis le potentiel, je pense que si on est pour voir des côtés positifs à ça, c'est que les gens, ils peuvent te voir à travers le monde. Fait qu'après, si tu es capable de démarquer un branding local, mettons de Montréal, qui promote les choses de Montréal à travers le monde, ben c'est assez intéressant là, à cet
Exactement.
aspect-là. Tu n'auras pas besoin de te déplacer de Cuba ou genre d'Australie pour voir un événement que ça tente vraiment de voir. T'sais.
Et c'est beaucoup plus facile d'être international avec la technologie, du
Mm,
moins avec de la vitesse, puis de t'associer avec des partenariats aussi.
mm.
Euh, on va bientôt embarquer avec une section vidéo, puis j'ai fait un petit clin d'œil, une petite anecdote avec le remix de Pas le temps de niaiser que tu avais fait, hein, je pense.
Euh,
C'est
ça,
ça,
c'est une petite joke, là.
c'est ça.
Yeah,
Voilà que ça rappelle une période quand même, là. Ça fait
yeah.
quelques années. Donc, les gens vont pouvoir voir ça. Tu as quelques shout-outs à faire à du monde, man.
Ben, man, Charlotte, à vous, là, vous faites un projet quand même. C'est pour moi, ce projet-là, c'est comme David versus Goliath, là. C'est genre, faut, va falloir que vous poussiez fort, man, mais l'idée est bonne, puis genre, tu sais, je pense que vous le méritez, ça fait longtemps que vous êtes dans le game, même KushTard, les gars de KushTard aussi, tu sais, fait que moi, j'espère que vous allez pouvoir percer malgré tous les problèmes qu'on a en ce moment, tu sais, c'est comme, on pense juste au COVID-19, mais il y a d'autres choses qui se passent derrière, là, c'est quand même... match out à ça. Match out à Connaisseur, man, qui va sortir un album, j'espère. Ça fait des années que, genre, il y a beaucoup de monde qui le pousse pour en faire. Puis, match out à mes employés, on va bientôt se retrouver peut-être. Puis à mes partners, puis à ma famille, voilà.
Exact.
Cheers.
Yes, thanks, mon gars.
Cheers.
Yes.
One.
Je vais rajouter dancehall à l'événement. Je vais rajouter dancehall à l'événement. L'événement Vibes Cartel to the top. Tequila, avec des grouillades, moi. Tequila, c'est pas niaiser, non. Tequila, on fait plus en tabarnak, là. Ouais. Tequila, Anakin, pas le temps de niaiser. Tequila, avec des grouillades, moi. Tequila, c'est pas niaiser, non. Tequila, on fait plus en tabarnak, là. Ouais. Tequila, Anakin, pas le temps de niaiser. Filme mes pieds, filme mes pieds, mes pieds. Ouais. Filme mes pieds, filme mes pieds, mes pieds. Ouais. Filme mes pieds, filme mes pieds, mes pieds. Ouais. Filme mes pieds, filme mes pieds, c'est pas niaiser, non. Filme mes pieds, filme mes pieds, mes pieds. Ouais. Filme mes pieds, filme mes pieds, mes pieds. Ouais. Filme mes pieds, filme mes pieds, mes pieds. Ouais. Filme mes pieds, filme mes pieds, c'est pas niaiser, non. Filme mes pieds, filme mes pieds, mes pieds. Ouais. Filme mes pieds, filme mes pieds, mes pieds. Ouais. Filme mes pieds, filme mes pieds, mes pieds. Ouais. Filme mes pieds, filme mes pieds, c'est pas niaiser, non. Filme mes pieds, filme mes pieds, mes pieds. Ouais. Filme mes pieds, filme mes pieds, mes pieds. Ouais. Filme mes pieds, filme mes pieds, mes pieds. Ouais. Filme mes pieds, filme mes pieds, c'est pas niaiser, non. Tequila, avec des grouillards, non. Tequila, c'est pas niaiser, non. Tequila, on fait plusieurs tabarnak, là. Ouais. Tequila, Anakin, pas le temps de niaiser. Tequila, avec des grouillards, non. Tequila, c'est pas niaiser, non. Tequila,
On va continuer la conversation parce qu'on a un petit retard avec Rickey. Mais il n'y a pas de stress. Donc, je rappelle encore aux gens que pour tous ceux qui partagent le live qu'on fait en ce moment sur Facebook, peu importe l'endroit où est-ce que vous le partagez, on vous donne 10 votes additionnels gratuits. Donc, important de le faire parce qu'il reste seulement 6 jours avant le début des votes. Je veux dire la fin des votes. Ouais. Donc, c'est ça, vous allez pouvoir choisir la combinaison. Donc, c'est ça, c'est un processus qui est quand même facile d'aller écouter tous les instrumentaux, puis d'assigner à l'artiste vocal. Donc, toi, Malick, tu me disais que tu l'avais download, mais tu n'avais pas encore commencé à l'utiliser en tant que tel.
Ouais, exact. J'ai pas utilisé encore. Je me suis fait prendre par la vague du coronavirus. Là.
Exactement. Ouais, ben, c'est ça qui arrive pour pas mal tout le monde. Puis, mais tu écoutes de la musique quand même, j'imagine, beaucoup, là.
Oui, définitivement. Ben oui, toujours. Ça, c'est non-stop. Ouais.
Puis toi, ta playlist, elle va de quoi à quoi, man?
J'écoute, j'étais un gars qui a commencé j'ai commencé, mettons, à être vraiment passionné hardcore de la musique, c'était avec du hip-hop, là, mais même avant, en fait, non. J'écoutais du heavy metal.
Ouais.
Genre, j'écoutais du heavy metal, puis de la pop, genre Bobby Brown, puis des affaires de même. Puis, mettons, genre, pas heavy metal, genre hard rock, genre Metallica, puis Guns N' Roses, là, puis tout ce qui sortait dans les années 90. Là. Puis j'ai pogné la piqûre du rap en découvrant genre Onyx, puis genre Snoop Dogg, Cypress Hill. Puis Body Count aussi, je sais pas si vous connaissez. Ouais. Ça comme j'aimais le côté agressif puis violent, genre tu sais, c'est l'adolescence là, tout ça.
Le titre frappe, hein.
Yeah. Puis après, tranquillement, pas vite, après j'ai découvert Wu-Tang, puis mon ami m'avait fait une mixtape genre des greatest hits de Wu-Tang. Je capotais, genre, après c'était...
Wu-Tang est un incontournable.
Incontournable.
T'as écouté juste après Transmission, le RZA versus Premier?
Direct après, je suis allé, c'est fou, c'était malade. Quel battle, man. C'était historique.
Ouais, je pense que c'était 1 million d'auditeurs, hein?
Shit, mais c'est ça, en continu, c'était 180 000.
Ouais, c'est ça.
C'est insane, là.
C'est enragé.
Ah ouais, oublie ça. C'était back-à-back, là. Tu vois, genre, un show de même, j'étais en train d'écrire, mais imaginez ça en show live, là, genre, mais back in the days, puis genre, chaque DJ amène leur MC pour la track, genre.
Ouais.
Ça aurait été incroyable. Parce que je sais qu'à Red Bull, ils font des compétitions comme ça en Angleterre.
Ouais.
C'est des clashs, là, qu'ils appellent. C'est comme les clashs jamaïcains, là. Puis ils font des dubplates avec les artistes. Puis c'est comme des crews. Puis il y avait Buzzy Signal qui avait fait un truc avec... C'était-tu? Attends, c'était Popcan. Non, Popcan, il avait gagné une année, je sais pas quoi. Mais il y avait plein d'artistes. Il y a des artistes à travers le monde qui étaient là, genre, tu sais. Puis ça, j'ai pensé tout de suite à ça. J'étais comme, imagine Primo contre RZA, puis qu'eux, ils forment leur team. Oublie ça.
Cool.
Ouais.
Là, j'ai quelques messages de Rickey D. On va l'appeler par téléphone parce qu'il y a de la misère à se connecter.
Cool.
On va faire ça comme ça. Ce sera pas bien long. Je vais essayer de mettre ça du mieux que je peux.
Yeah, I'm trying to make this thing work, man. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, man.
Yeah, so people can hear you right now. You're live with us.
Hi.
Okay, how you doing, Rickey?
Yo, what's up, man?
Very good, very good, very good. So thanks for taking the time to join us. So you're here with 1 million people connected right now on our Facebook Live.
A million people. How come I can't see those millions.
Yeah. So one thing I want to say, so you're a hip hop promoter since 1985, behind all the major events, international artists, France, United States. So I know you started with Run DMC, am I right?
Yeah, that's one of the first shows that I was involved in
Okay.
as a teenager.
I know if it's about hip hop, you're behind it. Am I right?
I would say yes and no. Most of the time I was involved in most of the shows. These days, hip hop is now starting to go with the corporations and those people who have big money. I've never been a big money player. Had some money, but never big money like what you're seeing now with hip hop.
Okay. Yeah, but big moves still were done over the years. So, for example,
Yeah,
I know that
absolutely. I'm one of the pioneers of hip hop in Canada. I had the pleasure of coming at a time when hip hop was just starting to break into Canada, and guys like myself and some of the originators, the architects who were there before me, started bringing it up from New York City, where we used to go down there and visit our relatives down in New York and Brooklyn and these places, and listen to the radio shows that were on commercial radio, but also were on community radio. And we started listening to the music then and started to love it and started to bring it back in the form of 12 inches, which are vinyl records, or 7 inches, which are smaller versions of records, or cassettes. We used to do a lot of cassettes, listen to the radio and record off of the radio and come back and make multiple recordings of it and, just absorb the culture.
Yeah, but I know that earlier, you had the Canadian Lifetime Achievement Award for Hip Hop in Gala Dynasty, right?
Yes.
So that's a very good recognition and very well deserved. I know that there were major events that were planned this year and that are postponed, right? Like Kalash Criminal and J Electronica.
Yeah, I had a few other big artists I was going to bring, some French artists from France that I was planning on bringing, but, because of the situation now, the borders are basically locked down. The world has basically shut itself down for now, so, we have to be patient. Right now, my industry is basically destroyed. Nobody knows what to predict. You got, when you got guys like Live Nation who are going and because their margins are being called in, they have to go out there and get hundreds of millions of dollars in loans just to keep the business afloat. It shows you the realness of what we're going through.
Yeah. But one thing I believe is that, let's say that at a point in time, even before those problems, you lived something that was difficult and you managed to get over it. Today, even if it's at a larger scale, you still can go over it. Like I know that you had an event where you met Biggie.
Yes.
That was a while ago, right?
That was back in the 90s. And what had happened is, one of my mentors who helped me in the concert business, a guy named Gary T, was producing, Notorious B.I.G., Biggie Smalls. He asked me if I wanted to get involved in it. I told him no, because honestly, at that time, believe it or not, I didn't really know who Biggie was at that time until we got closer to the date and he sold out. And I was like, damn, Gary, I should have jumped in it. And he said, yeah, you should have. And then, so Biggie was supposed to come here to Montreal. He had already been to Canada twice, but he had went to Toronto. And, there was some major issues in Toronto, guys, he had 2 sold-out shows in Toronto, and a promoter, the guy we used to call Tony Burntface, because he was burnt all over his face and all of that from a fire, but he was a promoter,
he was doing a show down. It was crazy. There was no security. People came on the stage, took the mic out of Biggie's hands, and basically started rapping. And Biggie was freaking out. He came up there with one or two of his guys. So they quietly left the place and promised the next time they come to Canada, they're going to bring their people, their boys.
Okay. Yeah.
So they got to the border, and it was a nightmare. A lot of these guys had felony charges.
Yeah.
Just got out of jail. They strip searched everybody. They searched down the tour bus. They wanted to deport two of the guys back to Dominican Republic, who was part of his band, because he was coming with a band now. Right? He wasn't just coming with him on a track, but he was going to come with a band. But some of the musicians who were, I guess, illegally in the U.S., but didn't realize that Canada had a border, they ended up getting, they wanted to deport them back to their country if they didn't stay in the U.S.
Okay.
And, it was just a nightmare. So now, my guy Gary, he called me, asked me if I can go down to the Super 8 Motel, which is near Plattsburgh.
Yeah.
So I took a few girls with me down there to try to entice Biggie in order to come across to do this show, thinking that, with Americans, they're motivated by a few things, money and girls.
Yeah.
If there ain't no money and there ain't no pussy, they ain't motivated to do nothing. So if you got one or the other, get them. If you got neither, forget about it.
Mm-hmm.
They got no time. So, I drove the Super 8 up there. It was crazy. It was crazy. What's that in the background?
Coops, est-ce que c'est de ton côté, man?
Non, du tout.
OK. Il y a comme un bruit qu'on entend. Sorry.
Yeah. So then now, we just, I spoke with his road manager at that time. When the guy opened up the door at the motel, I should say, Super 8 Motel.
Mm-hmm.
When he opened up the door, he didn't have his shirt on, and you can see he had gotten a shotgun blast because he had a serious hit going from the top of his belly down towards beyond his navel.
Okay.
So so then I'm talking to him. I'm saying, what kind of fucking guys am I dealing with here?
Mm.
So then I'm sitting there. I talk to him. I ask him. He says Chris is not going to come. And Chris is Christopher Wallace, Biggie.
Yeah.
He's not going to come to Canada because the way that the Canadian border treated his people and himself. He said he ain't coming. And I'm begging him. So then he pages the manager who was in New York. The manager calls back the hotel. I speak to the manager. The manager says, okay, if you think you can get him to go with the road manager and go to his room and see if he would come. So we went to his room, knocked on his door. He opened the door. He was a big guy, man, big guy. And I happened to see at that time on the side thing, I saw a girl with blonde hair who I didn't know who she was at that time, but it was Faith Evans.
Oh, okay.
And she was there, you know what I mean? But I didn't know who she was at that time.
Okay.
Because, I don't even think she was even announced musically at that moment. She might have came about later,
Mm-hmm.
And I said to him, everybody wants to see you. We got a sold out show. I got a car here for you. I got some girls. Why don't you come? And he turned around and he looked at me and he said, basically, fuck Canada.
Oh, damn.
And he closed the door in my face.
Oh shit.
And then the guy looked at me as road manager said, I told you Chris ain't gonna come.
That's
I
crazy.
told you. So
That's
then I said,
crazy.
all right. So then I went back to the guy's room and made a long distance call to Gary T, who was at the World at that time. That was on Montcalm in St. Catherine.
Mm-hmm.
It's now a gay club, but back then it wasn't a gay club.
Mm-hmm.
And I told Gary, he's not coming, and I'm going home. And that was it. And then after Gary told the people, and people went crazy, started smashing, cars and windows. They went nuts. They went crazy.
But still, it got disastrous at that time, but still you managed to get over that and did a lot of great events after that. So I'm sure, I'm sure that, after this period of time, like things will get great again. But do you think it will be physical reassembling where people will get together, or more digital? This is the question of the day.
Listen, first of all, I am hip hop. When you are, I live it, I breathe it, I sweat it. I believe in the culture. I believe in the music. I believe in the dancing. I believe in the style. I believe in the lifestyle. I believe in the vocabulary. I believe in the swag. I believe in everything. I am hip hop. So for me, hip hop will always be there, and we never stop because of that situation. Because when you believe in something, and something believes in you, you understand? We had a duty to produce these shows. You know what I mean? I wasn't going to wait for some guy who has nothing to do with hip hop, right? That's what you find now, right? Is that, hip hop now has become faceless. Back then, you have white guys, you have black guys that was into hip hop. That's what they did. They weren't doing EDM. They weren't doing any of this rock. They were into what they were into, right? And now it's not the same thing. Of course, it's going to turn back. You got to remember the power of the interaction. People love to interact with each other. This is just a situation. It's in the scale of life. This is just a water break. You got to look at it as you play in a game of basketball and you decided you're going to take a water break. You're going to sit down for a minute and watch the game go by. That's all it is. It's going to return. It has to return because at the end of the day, people need to feel one another's vibe. And being on TV and doing digital, that shit is whack right now. People are just doing it right now because you know what? They got no other choice. But the minute, look around the world, right? Look even in America. They can't even shut down the whole country because at the end of the day, people just want to live their lives, regardless of if their lives are going to kill them or not. It's a stupid way. It's an ignorant way. But it's hard to take away a person's freedom. We don't live in China where communism, where they can just come in there, shut you down, and that's it. You know what I mean? It's hard. It's even hard here, even though we, comply with the police officers and the government by staying home and, not congregating in big crowds of people. And, you know what I mean? But still, we still love that interaction with our people.
Of course.
So things are going to come back, but it's going to take a minute. You know what I mean? And now what's happening in the world is what I call the culling of nature. What does the culling mean? Meaning that nature is resetting itself. It's telling the world, hey, we need to take a minute. We need to slow down a minute. And we need to see what's going on. Look, every day you walk out in the streets, right? A day was like a week. 3 months ago, the world was moving so fast that a week felt like a day. Now, you sit up there in your house, wherever you are, and things are starting to slow down a bit. you're starting to see a little bit of the world now, like you used to when you were younger, right? It wasn't like, fuck, a week already passed? It's already Saturday? That's how fast the world was moving, that you just never even see what was going on. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like I even say this in hip-hop now when it comes to music. You know, it was coming to a point that a lot of these new artists that were coming out via the internet, right? A lot of them, back in the day, they were here today, gone tomorrow. Now, they're here today, gone today. There's no longevity with a lot of them. Some of them have staying power, but most of them, they're yesterday's news before yesterday even came.
Yeah, things go fast, man. Fast food rap.
You
easy
can't
come,
even enjoy
easy
your
goes.
meal anymore. You can't even savor what you've done. You know what I mean? If you look at the time when y'all were coming up in the biz, doing what you got to do, and seeing the world, and then look at it today, and look how fast it's moving compared to when y'all were kicking it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It wasn't as fast. Things had a chance to marinate, and you were able to enjoy the fruits of your labor.
Yeah.
The sweat equity that you put into the business.
Yeah.
And the shine that you got from it. Now, guys are coming up today, gone tomorrow. Because there's so much out there that it's really hard to key in on who really truly believes to be there. There's so many talented MCs and producers that are doing things, but it's also too an oversaturation of the market where now it's really hard to control what's going. Now, you know, the other side of it is that by the internet and everything else and by the web, it gave a lot more people opportunity to get that chance that they wouldn't have gotten before.
Exactly. That's the positive side of it.
That's the good side of it.
Yeah.
The bad side of it, there's just too many people in the lane jamming up the lane that shouldn't even be jamming. It's like in my business as a promoter. Now, you got kids coming up that figured if they got a bag of money and a phone number or an email, they're in the game.
Yeah, I know. I know. But yeah, I know. But, you know, of course, like, even though there are a lot of people like that, still, you know, we're able to take benefit of that and work with them. And, you know, some that are not bound to have that longevity, at least, like there are a lot of others that are there to compensate. So anybody you would wish to shout out?
Oh, man, you know, peace out there to the hip-hop gods, the gods of hip-hop. Peace out there to all of those who are putting in that daily grind, building up their sweat equity in this show business that I love, which they call hip-hop. Peace out there to all the rappers who put in their grind day in, day out. To all of the producers who put in their grind day in, day out. To all the writers, to all the breakdancers, to all the graffiti people, to all the promoters who sat up there and put their money into this game that you call show business, because people don't realize without the show, there's no business. And without the business, there's no show. So people need to realize that. So peace out to all those folks out there that, you know, who believe in what we believe in and put this work in like y'all doing right now, you know, putting this in. It's not like y'all getting paid. You're doing this because you love what you do, and you would do it even if you weren't getting paid, which you're not. Because you believe in it and you feel like you got something to say to the world. So you go out there and you put your time in a situation where, you know, if you didn't have your 9 to 5 or your steady gig, what you're doing, boom. Peace out there to everybody who's involved in the entertainment business that's taking a beating right now. all the poor folks, right? Because not everybody's Puffy, not everybody's J-Lo or Jay-Z. They are freaking nature. I'm talking to the common man and woman, to the street kids, you know, that work irregardless if they're going to see anything come out of there but a smile on their back. Remember one thing, and I'll leave you with this. Remember one thing. You can't take money to your grave. But what you can take is love and respect to your grave. And when you transfer over, if you can ask the Michael Jacksons of the world, the Princes of the world, and they'll tell you the only thing they're able to take with them is the love. Everything else is irrelevant. So if you love what you do and you do it well enough, maybe you might get what you might consider to be that shine, but you've already got that shine. To all those kids out there that are putting in that work because they believe in this music and they want to put their name in the game. They want to put their name in the game. I salute you all because without you all, I wouldn't be who I am today. That's it, man. Real talk.
Hey, thanks a lot, Ricky. I appreciate that deeply.
100%, my brother.
I appreciate. Much love to you. I know what you're doing right now. You're in essential services, so I appreciate the time that you spent with us, Ricky.
Oh, man, of course. You know, I work at a hospital. I've been doing this since 1988. You know what I mean? Up there, doing what I can do, trying to help those folks, but also, too, trying to feed my family.
Of course.
I'm a family man, you know? And I believe that the family is the nucleus of all your success. Mm. And you have to keep your family strong, whoever you may be.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, Ricky, I'm sorry to interrupt. We have a new guest that joined us. If you want, you can stay on the phone. It's up to you. But we definitely need to pursue that talk.
Yeah, do your thing. Get me back up. I don't know how to work this Google thing. You're going to have to give me a little test run the next time.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Show me how, you know, I was trying to do this. It wasn't working properly. So I'm cool with the technology, but this.
No problem. Lessons learned on our end. All right, Ricky, let's keep in touch. Peace. Well. Hey, John.
Hey, how's it going?
Very good, and you?
Not too bad, not too bad.
Yes, thanks for joining us.
So thank you for the invite.
Yeah, and sorry to rush, but
not a problem.
Let's use the maximum of the time that we have right now to introduce you. I know that since 2011, you have been a co-founder and VP of Cinemagy Productions.
Yes.
But also technical director of the film and TV program at Trebas Institute, right?
That is correct, yeah.
Can you explain a little bit your profession and what you do? What's your day-to-day like before COVID and now?
Okay, so I have two jobs. One as my production company. We shoot music videos, commercials, films, everything from A to Z. Plus, my other job is I'm an instructor at Trebas. So I'll start with the teaching. We still teach now online with the quarantine. We started 2 weeks now it's our third, so things are going good. Productions, we've paused all our productions. So now whatever we're shooting. So now we're just in post-production.
Okay.
So we're doing good there.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so we're just waiting until, like now it's just meetings with clients, setting up dates when to shoot. Once the quarantine's over, we start.
Okay, to shoot, to film.
Exactly.
You have a cycle like that.
Exactly. Pre-production, production, then post-production.
Okay. So, and you're based on Montreal. So I went on your website, and there is a sentence that I highlighted, and I would like you to elaborate, please, on that. So the sentence says, our team came together from all over the world to expand its culture, spread its passion, and generate a unique energy.
Okay.
Our
So
art will reach you in order to speak a united language that will turn your ideas into images. We're going to make it real, make it happen, sketching your story.
yeah. So I was born here in Canada, and my parents are born in Greece. I'm also Greek citizen, meaning I went to Greece, served the army, lived there for a couple of years.
Okay.
My partner is a Canadian citizen and also born in Egypt. So me and my partner are multicultural.
Yeah.
Almost all of our technicians come from a cultural background. So we're very diverse. We have Romanian, Haitian, Tahitian, Persian. We have all over the world. We have people that work with us. So for us, is everywhere in the world, even though it's diverse, it's the same. Meaning, family values, good music. We like to go out. Everybody's the same. It's not the things that makes us different. There's a lot more things that makes us the same. So that's what our mantra is and our belief system. So that's where we go with that.
Pretty much aligned with the way I think, basically.
Yeah.
Instead of focusing on differences, we should focus on similarities.
Exactly. That and passion, because we all have passion for the arts. Otherwise, we're not here. So that's why when you work with people that are passionate, it makes you more passionate.
Yeah, absolutely. So the way that this virus started, like on March 12th, that was the date, the Thursday, that everybody started to run a wire.
Yeah, panic mode,
Yeah, panic mode. And, even though speaking for myself, at the beginning, I was in denial. I was saying, no, people are getting crazy. It's the media. That's a propaganda. And
same thing. I was the exact same thing.
I don't know anybody who caught that virus, so I'm not believing in that. Like
I was saying the exact same thing. Okay.
Yeah.
The virus. You said it was March 12th. The lockdown started. Okay.
Yeah.
Our school closed on March 13th, the day after, and on March 14th, I had a shoot. So I went into production that day, on the Sunday.
Okay.
We went. I had we call them Lysol wipes. We wiped the whole location from Airbnb. Everything was cleaned. But again, even we're still in a room. So if somebody has it, everybody gets it. So at first I was like, sorry for the language now. This is bullshit, I thought, okay?
Mm-hmm.
But on Tuesday, my brother-in-law in Greece, his wife is a nurse, okay? She caught it. She caught it 2 days after my shoot. So that's when reality hit me hard. So I go, you know what? Let's close productions. Let's put everything on pause. Let's ride the storm out and then reopen.
Okay.
So my brother-in-law's wife, thank God, doing a lot better. She got released 10 days ago, 11 today.
Nice.
So everything's going good. The thing is, she was healthy. But if, let's say, somebody else that's not healthy, meaning I paused my productions because, I don't want somebody else to get sick.
Mm-hmm.
My crew members, my team, it's not worth it. Their kids, their families. So for me, I see it as a pause. So it's not, in my field, it's not that bad because I just pushed back everything. Now, how far is the quarantine going to last? Is it going to last a month, or is it going to last, for me, they're re-saying now May 4th to reopen schools.
Yeah.
So if it's that, it's not that bad. We go back, we took a little pause. The ones that are going to get hit the hardest are the ones that are doing big venues.
But do you think that there could be a future of filming remotely? Is there any things that crews can do to innovate and make a documentary with respecting social distance?
Some things, yes, but it's going to go back to normal. Because even listen, social distancing, we say it's good, 2 meters and all that, but how long is it going to last? Example, if we go back May 4th, how are we going to have social distancing in the metro? You know how many people are in the metro? We can't do social distancing until, that's why I think in 2 weeks it's going to go, the stats are going to drop a lot, and then they might even remove the social distancing.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy. because those are things that we're discussing right now.
Yeah.
And I'm a firm believer that whatever you can think about can be done within the constraints that you have.
For sure. The only thing is, there's some things that we're not gonna like. Everybody's thinking, oh, it's gonna change forever, and it's not. Some things I wish does change. Example: the planet's getting better, less pollution. That's good. But for people not to go out, that's impossible. There's no way. People are still gonna like once this is all over, people are still gonna go back to the clubs. They're still gonna go out and drink. It's normal. People want to celebrate life. They don't want to. If anything, people are like tired of being locked in, so they're gonna party even more. The only thing is the social distancing up to how many people. Because remember in the beginning they were saying about the event has to be 250.
Yeah.
Then it went to 150. I think it's gonna be like that. I think it's gonna be like a max of 250. Do an event.
Yeah.
So all the smaller independent producers, it's gonna be good. The bigger venues, let's say Jay-Z wants to do an album. Wants to do a tour. Nobody's gonna go. That's too many people.
Mm.
So those people, and also in the reality is they don't need to go on tour. So now I think it's better for the smaller artists to rise up. Now I find that as a better opportunity now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, and we'll see. I'm curious to really see how things will go for the events, but also for the filming, how things will be different because it will be different.
Because I know 100 years ago we had the Spanish flu.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the influenza that was a lot worse than this one. Okay, there's about 50 million people died with it. Okay, and everybody was saying Hollywood would be finished because it was just starting to get traction. We're talking about silent era, Charlie Chaplin.
Yeah,
it came back even stronger. So that's what, like, for me, people are still going to go in the movie theaters. People are still going to go out to clubs. People are still going to go to concerts. I don't think that's going to change.
Yeah.
That it could adapt. It could be a new branch on the tree for sure. But it's not going to be, I'm going to pay somebody to be in my house to watch somebody do an event.
Mm.
Especially, did you see what happened this weekend? Was it? Well, no, it was last weekend. I think they started with on Instagram. Scott Storch, RZA.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. So that was amazing.
Yeah, crazy shit.
And like that was like just for the fans. Like they didn't have to do it. There was no tickets sold. That was amazing.
Yeah, that was crazy.
So now, how are you going to go from that to some other one else? Let's say in Toronto, saying, "Pay me $10 to go watch me from my house."
Yeah,
nobody's gonna do
that. Those are things that give us hope.
Exactly.
For the future. But I think this is all the time that we have, unfortunately.
No problem.
So anybody you would like to shout out before we go?
Just honestly, all my students, be strong. It's going to end soon. And to everyone else in Cinemagic Productions, the whole family, God bless and peace.
Peace.
Okay. Thank you very much. Okay. Thank you very much.
All right. Thanks.
Thank you.
C'est Georges Saint-Pierre.
C'est Jacques, Escape MTL. This is your boy Danny Braz.
Ici Cyrus, c'est Jack Boy. Vous êtes sur KushTard.com.
Vous êtes à KushTard.com.
247aweek.com, bitch.
KushTard.com, c'est l'équipe à suivre.
That's it.
You listen to Mendoza Beats.